What's up, family and friends? Welcome to the Woke Nation, our nation of factual truth, where we feel free to share knowledge and spread the knowledge of factual truth without fear, without favor, and without faint. Where we encourage us to live our life and live it well through the knowledge of factual truth because it's our life. And I personally encourage you to enjoy your life wherever you are because it is your life. You were born to live your life. You are not born to worship. You were not born to serve. You were born to live, explore, and enjoy your life. And that's what you must do. That's why you have your brain and your body. Remember, you are unique. No one else is like you. Okay? And no one else is above you also. Which is why I'm sharing with us what I titled Gods Are Crazy. Because they succeeded in telling us that we are gods. So, first they say there is God, then they say that you are gods. Okay, in the beginning, they didn't say you are gods, though they said that God created you in His own image, after His likeness. But He said that no, you are not God. You cannot be this. God can kill. You cannot kill. God can do this. You cannot do that. God is upset when you do this. But He created you in His own image and likeness. So whatever you are doing is what God does. And they say, no, 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 no. You don't understand it. As some of them will stupidly say, they say you need a spiritual eyes to understand it or spiritual understanding. Bullshit. You are not gods. We are not gods because gods are fairies. We are not fairies. We are human beings. We are living beings. We are natural beings. We are carnal beings. We are eternal beings. We are not gods. We are both gods. You see, stupid things people do, and I want you to know that the idea of God is the mother of all evil. Every evil springs from the belief in God. So when you say you believe in God, you're saying you don't know God because you believe what you don't know. When someone said, I believe that, they means I don't know that. I believe my team will win the game because I don't know whether they will win or not. I don't know they will win. I say, I believe. So, but you see people insisting that they know what they believe. No, when you know something, you will not say, I believe. You will say, I know. And it will be so. But when you believe and claim to know and you state it as you know, when it is your belief, you will find out it will not be so. And you'll be found to be a liar. That's what happened in prophecies. That people prophesy about the end of the world, about what will happen. And so when it don't happen, it proves that they don't know what they're saying. They were guessing, which is actually what prophecy is all about. Guessing. Guessing based on your former experience, based on your personal experience, based on your imagination, you guess. Then you make a statement. That's part of judgment, or having judgment, having ability to judge things. So you see people doing crazy things because people that believe in God, because God is crazy, they do crazy things. They say crazy things. For example, especially in Africa, you see somebody is sick. This person believes in God. Let me say your mother or your father is sick, and they rush them to hospital. Then the doctor say, okay, they need so amount of money to commence treatment. Now these people begin to run around, disturbing everybody, disturbing their children, disturbing whoever related to them that they believe can give them the money, because it's a huge amount of money. Now this person that is sick in the hospital believe in God. These people running around believe in God, and the people that are running to believe in God. All of them believe in God. They believe this God is almighty. This God can heal the sick. This God can raise the dead. In fact, this God raised his son from death to show that he has power. And in the name of that his son, miracles will happen. So what is your father doing in the hospital? What is your mother doing in the hospital? Why are you raising money? for treatment? Why are you raising money for medication? Crazy things people do in the name of God because God is crazy. Crazy idea. How about people? You see students, their family pay for their school fees, and they studied hard and make it A plus. They graduated with flying colors, but they end up saying it is God. Oh, I will never stop worshiping God. He has done well for me. He has done well for my family. See, my child, my son, my daughter graduated. Oh, God, with flying colors. It is God. It is God. It is God. It is God. The same person you could have not been able to train in the school if you failed to pay his or her school fees. And you are jumping up and down now saying it is God. You see crazy things people say or do. You are the one that labored to send that person to school, and that person labored to pass. There is no act of God in it. It is all your act. When you succeed, you say it is God. When you fail, you either say it is God testing you or the devil is responsible. You see how silly it is? When you succeed, you praise, you give God all the glory. But when you fail, when something bad, but when you have done something bad, something you don't supposed to do, when it don't work out well, you do these two things. One of them is either you blame yourself or you blame the devil. Most time people blame themselves and the devil. In other words, you are the devil and God. So God is good, you are bad. So you see people believing that human beings are evil. No, human being is not from, evil is not from human being. Evil is from the idea of God, idea of God. Nobody was born evil, nobody. It's people who began to imagine there is God. Then they begin to intimidate others. They begin to enslave others. They begin to invade others. They begin to steal. They begin to kill. They begin to destroy. They begin to replace people or displace people. Gods are crazy. No matter how you try to argue for any God, your argument has proved that that God does not exist, because if that God exists, that God will show up. No God is able to show itself. No God. God has not been able to show themselves. It is people making up that God, speaking that God, fighting for that God. No matter how you argue for that God, God cannot speak for itself. Gods cannot speak for themselves. Gods cannot act for themselves at any time. There's no time any God has acted out anything in anywhere. Everywhere they wrote or claimed that God did anything is a lie. They lied to you. That's why the Holy Book is lies, full of lies. God cannot show up. God cannot speak. God cannot do anything because God is man-made. Man made God. It is man that taught man to fear and worship gods. Gods of the land forbid this. God forbid that. This is the word of God. This is the law of God. This is the commandment. They even go ahead to say this is the law of nature. This is the principle of nature. That's bullshit. It is people that made up that. So long life is concerned, so long this universe is concerned, there's no one way to do anything in life. Because it's not only one you. No, there are many of us. That's why you see people inventing things, and that's why you see some people, they don't want people to progress, they don't want people to develop, because they want people to remain in that spot where they put them. Okay, I have discovered this, that's it. Nobody can go beyond that. No. That's why you should be better than your ancestors. But how can you be better than your ancestors when you don't know your ancestors? Know your ancestors first. You don't know your ancestors. You know your enslaved ancestors. You don't know your main ancestors, your original ancestors, which is you too. It is man creating all those godly activities, spiritual activities. It is people creating them. There's no God, there's no spirit that is creating any activity or anything that people should be doing. No, it is people who are making those things. Spiritual and religious activities exposes the non-existence, worthlessness, and uselessness of God. If there is God, God will not demand you worship God. God will show up. Your parents won't demand you see them because they're living with you. It's when you are not living with them, they say, oh, you have to come see. No, today they have um, video chat. You can see your parents without going to them, but you cannot see God. Understand this, that God is evil, and so are those who serve or worship God. If you serve evil, you are evil. If you worship evil, you are evil. Though you were not born so. Nobody was born with the knowledge of God. Nobody was born with the belief of God. Everyone was forced to believe in God, including myself. But the knowledge of factual truth has made me free, and I'm free indeed. No spirituality, no religion, so long I am concerned. Every evil in your neighborhood, every evil in your life, every evil everywhere is done in the name of God. The barriers to your family and the toxication in your family, all of them is in the name of God. Use your family as example. If I'm lying, tell me I'm lying. Who are the ones serving as obstacle in your own family? It's people that believe in God. Those toxic people, toxic person, toxic mother, toxic father, toxic siblings in your family, they believe in God, they worship God. If you are Muslims, they go to mosque every Friday. If you are Jews, they go to synagogue every Saturday. If you are Christians, they go to church every Sunday. Then if you are those that say you are practicing African spirituality, every day they say it's every day they do something, they begin to wish, today we bring this, today we bring that. Bullshit. The barriers stopping you to enter your full whatever in your family, and when you manage to force yourself to enter in, they are also in there fighting against you. But with the knowledge of factual truth, you will deal with all of them and you will have peace. No longer being suffering their emotional blackmail. Oh, I carried you for 9 months. Oh, you don't see what I labored to raise you. Oh, you are a disgrace to your parents. You are a disgrace to your family. Bullshit. When you have children or a child in poverty, you are a disgrace to that child. Not, that child will never be disgraced to you for stealing or for prostituting, because you are the one. You see the constitution you are living in, but you still producing children. You are disgraced to your children. In fact, you are disgraced to humanity. You are part of the problem, contributing to the problem instead of being part of solution and solving the problem. How about betrayals in friendship? Look at every friendship where betrayal have been happened, have been noticed or exposed. It is people that believe in God. It is done in the name of God. You see them, they say they love you. I love you, I love you. They go to church and marry you, or they do whatever in the name of God and marry you. But after, oh no, he's cheating on me, bullshit. He's doing this, he's doing that, divorce, all that. In the name of God. How about slavery in marriage? Because many of you still saying, oh no, marriage is not slavery. It depends on how you see it. Then idiot, why do you pay bride price? So why did the woman change her name to take your name? He says it's not slavery. No, she cannot do this. She cannot do that. It's slavery. The man is the master. The woman is the slave. He says not true that you see Jennifer Lopez. You see the new thing they introduced now. Okay, now you're gonna sign no cheating bill or no cheating vow. If anyone cheats, you're gonna pay so millions. Eh? Africans, marriage is strange to us, but you don't know that. You think it's our way. We never had marriage until white people came. Marriage and slavery is the same thing. They goes well. Um, that's slavery in family. And many of you think it's our way. It's not our way. It's not our African way. We had what was called African family structure, or in a simple term, family. And Africans see themselves as family. They weren't having these boundaries you're having today. They weren't killing themselves that's happening today. They weren't fighting over lands. Think about it. The whole world. Why are we fighting for land? Why are you saying people are buying land in the whole world? We're not supposed to be buying any land. We're not supposed to. Especially when you believe it is God that created you and put you here. Oh, God created you and put you here to be buying land, to be fighting over land. Can't you see the idea of God is idea of what? Domination. That's why he said God created them and give them dominion and tell them to have dominion. The idea is for slavery is dominate people. You claim land. There are empty lands everywhere. Yeah, people saying the land is scarce or people are looking for land to buy. People can't build on their land. People can't build the type of house they want. No. You have to buy this land and you have to be paying tax on it. You have to be paying mortgage. You have to, all that bullshit. Yeah, people say there is God. There is God. God created us. God controls this world. Everything happening in this world is done. Yeah, God knows what is going on. No, you don't. It doesn't exist. See what godly people do, or see what the godly people did to us. They say we are evil, right? But they are the one that invaded us. They are the one that fought and conquered us. They are the one that converted us. They are the one that enslaved us. They are the one that colonized us. And we are still in that colonialism till today. I see Africans saying that they're celebrating independence. Independence is not freedom. And you are not independent. That's why you are celebrating what you don't know. It's like when you celebrate a birthday, you don't know the day you were born. You didn't have any experience that day that you know you know of. You cannot tell what happened on the day you were born. You don't know. That's the same way you are celebrating independence when you don't have one. Africans don't have independence. There's no part of Africa that have independence. They are celebrating independence. No, it's our independence. 1st October is Nigerian independence. Independent from what? Nigeria is not independent. It's still British company. They are still the one running it, whether you like it or not. Whether you made Hausa man your president, Igbo man your president, Yoruba man your president, or president, whoever you made your president, it doesn't matter. It is still belongs to British government. You say it's not true. Yeah, that's why your liberation is not true. You can never be liberated also. So these people, mentally and resourcefully, I like to use it that way. They use religion to mentally enslave us. That's after they physically enslave us, right? Then they gave us religion to mentally enslave us so that we don't resist evil person. We don't revenge. We leave everything in the hand of God. Then resourcefully also, they're the one that control our resources. The things Africans have, the gold, the oil, the diamonds, all the precious things that Africans have is not under the control of Africans. And you blaming your leaders. We don't have, our leaders are corrupt. No, it's not your leaders. It is the system. It is the slavery system we are in. It has nothing to, no matter who is it, even you that is talking, if they make you leader there today, the same thing will happen. Because if you don't follow their order, they will bring opposition and they either kill you or you get away. You don't think you give learn from those people that say they are working in Africa and begin to take the place of power. How did they end? Who killed them? You say, oh, Africans hate Africa. You are stupid saying that. Africans don't hate Africans. Africans are not Africans' problem. You have to wake up, Africans, and stop saying stupid things that cements your problem or your slavery. It is the system we are in. We need to wake up first. We don't have any true African in African leadership. No, we don't have. You see the guy in South Africa that is trying to come up now, saying all that, right? You see many Africans singing for him, right? Wait, when something happens, they will raise a great opposition. He will start maybe from his family. You say he did so. They will set him up really bad that when you hear the news, you say, crucify him. Then after he died, some of them will still be talking nonsense, saying, yeah. Africans kill Africa. The weapons they used to kill, who made the weapons? Are you the one that made it? No. In our WhatsApp group, so some of our people were sharing things. I listened to them. So one of the things I do, like if I hear the level of argument or level of words people say, I know I don't want to mess it up. Let me, at least they're coming. I used to be in that level, so they're coming up. Okay, so I prefer I make posts and they read it. So if you are woke or if you are wakened, you must be growing in knowledge. Okay. So there are like two parties. So I think the other parties have more parties that say that, people say we're only talking. Wars. What are we going to do? Slaves in plantation, trying to build in plantation. You are wasting your time. You have to, your plans should be for you to run away first. Then how can you run away from plantation to be free? It's through information. So you give information, blah, 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 blah. This is what we do. We're going to plan. This is how we will escape. That's talk. You say talk is cheap. Look for a dumb person and engage that dumb person in communication and tell me that talk is cheap. And I like what one of us said in there. One of them, it was a woman. She was very, very wise. She said that, you say talk. Of course, the ones that is in power now, they started with talking. White people that you see controlling us today, they started with talking. That's when after they talk, then they carried it out. They begin to say, okay, this is what we do. They begin to do it. How can you cannot go to fight with ignorant people? They have to be well informed. I mean, I don't say they have to be informed, they have to be well informed first. How do you inform people? Is it not by words? You need to know what I go through to even come to say what I'm saying. You think talk is cheap? Try to talk, let me hear you. Understand that the idea of a God messes up the brain. And when the brain is messed up, you are useless even to yourself. Whether you are a millionaire or not, if your brain is messed up, can't you see billionaires saying they believe in God? Can't you see billionaires saying they believe in Jesus? Their brain is messed up, although they are billionaires. So they are money misroad, as our people used to say in Nigeria. Money misroad. God is not real. People are real. But belief in God limits people. When people join hands together, they can do the impossible. That they can do exploits. But when those people, they have any one or few of them that believe in God, it messes up the whole thing. People are like the God they worship. Because God is man-made. When you worship God, man begin to make you what you are not. People that worship God, people that serve God are like the God they worship, they serve. Look at Africa. Africans are worshiping God. Then look at their condition today. Are they not like the gods they worship? Yes, they must be carried. They must be spoken for. Africans don't have to say, do you see like America saying something and worried about Africa? When they're talking about trash, like they begin to talk about China, Russia, North Korea. Nobody mention Africa. They take away Africa with AK-47. They don't even need any nuclear code. They say Africa, they know Africa is not in the map of the world. They are the poverty-stricken people where they are getting everything they are using. So what is your argument? When you say you believe in God, why are you accusing people of anything? Let that your God show up. Understand this, there is no problem that human being cannot solve. But God cannot solve any problem. You cannot solve any problem in the name of God. Anyone that said they solve a problem or any problem in the name of God, they are lying. Check them. Godly people are weak and wicked. That's why they made weapons of mass destruction, weapons to kill their fellow human beings. Think about the people that gave you the idea of God. They also build weapons because they are weak. Strong people don't build weapons. When you see somebody that is strong, they don't carry weapon away, say, I'm going to fight with weapon. No. They say, if you come, I will break you because they are strong. They are strong. They know themselves. They say, I will beat you, and I don't need anything to help me. It is weak people that begin to build weapons to kill their fellow human beings. Africans weren't building weapons to kill one another. They were building weapons for hunting, to feed themselves or protect themselves from wild animals. But you have been miseducated to believe, oh, your ancestors were doing that before white people came. No. Godly people are weak and wicked, so they made weapon and begin to invade and kill to possess. That's what they did. Other people built, other people made everything. That's why I said the idea of God is evil. Read their Bible very well, or read their Bible very well. The idea of God is the beginning of evil. They tell you God created the whole world, but when they say God chose a people to give them land, God cannot create land for them. God asked them to go and do what? Kill other people and take their land. Deuteronomy chapter 6 and chapter 7. Think about it. If God actually exists and God created the world, no, it were the white people who invaded and enslaved us, took our things. That's what they put there. We built all those things. They come and conquered us, confused us, converted us, colonized us, and they are now enjoying what is ours. They kill and possess. Even the whole place you call Middle East today is African land. And most of us that run away from there find ourselves in West Africa today. We think we started in West Africa. That's why you think that the one that gave us writing, because you don't know where you were writing, they drive you away from there. Where you used to have library, they drive you away from there. But you think your ancestors are just passing our history orally. Bullshit. They inscribe them on stones, tombs, everywhere. The places that even the modern day mechanism cannot destroy them. But it's only writing you think is a big deal. No, we taught them how to write. We taught them how to speak any language. You don't know English language is African. Every language in this world is African. Without Africa, you don't have language. Gods are crazy. Gods are crazy. What are you doing? You're just talking. No, I'm waking you up. Wake up. And it starts with you. What are you doing with your claiming you are woke? In your family, are you still supporting evil? When you support godly people when they are sick, when they're in need of money, and you support them, you are supporting evil. Well, so if they are God, I made it, is what I'm doing. If you believe in God and you need something and you come to me, I will say, don't worry, God will provide. God will provide. Oh no, God will provide through you. It's a lie. If God can provide through me, it's not God. If God is God, God don't need to provide through me or through any other means. God will do that directly. So my people, I'm calling on you to wake up and erase every iota of God concept from your mind. You are not God. You are not God. Stop believing that you are both God. God cannot born. You can born. You can give birth. No God can give birth. But the word God, as some English dictionary say means someone or something that creates. So it's not something that God cannot give birth. That's what makes you above God. You can create and you can give birth. And that's why you are a human being. You are not a creature. You are not a creature of God. No, God created you. So shine your eyes, live your life, trash everything God, and live humanly. God